and with the help of a lot of people from the community, we were able to find a place. So yeah, a lot of people helped, and it was amazing to feel the community, and it took us less than a week to find the place that we wanted. It's a retreat center with a camping site, with a river, and all the information is in the Telegram group with the link to the form. So if you're coming to the summer and you didn't register yet, please do it. We closed already the reservation, and I took some spares of yurts and domes that we can release a bit later. So if somebody wants, let us know. But also register if you're coming with a tent or a camper van. They need to know, and we're booking it as a group. We were able to receive some discount as well, so it's nice, and we're gonna have a kitchen of our own, and toilets and showers, etc., and co-working space. So just to see some pictures if you haven't seen them yet. I will just like move, and the area is a bit cooler than the area that we were supposed to be in Gondola. This is the place, the main house with the swimming pool, and a lot of trees and shade for tents. 1 second, my computer is a bit slow. And these are the yurts. They have fans, and this is Linika. Linika and Simon were unable to come today, but they were taking care of this place and finding it and visiting it, checking that it's right for us. And also they will be taking some responsibility around the content for grown-ups in the summer. And they are part of a pioneer group. This is the common area that we can work from. And I think that, you know, besides the fact that this is not potentially our land, which was very special in the land in Gondola, I think it's an upgrade in terms of the facility. We have a hall that is like it's a big hall. We'll see the picture soon. This is a place for yoga, and in these houses it's very thick and also cooler. This is the pricing. Everything is in the Telegram group, by the way, so you can see everything. These are the domes. In the domes, there's also bathrooms, and this is the river, which is like a few minutes walk from the center of the place. And let's see if there's anything else that is interesting. You can see all the rest, I think, and these are the bell tents. We didn't take them because they are in another area. We wanted to be all together, but if we'll have more people coming and wanting a tent or a yurt, so we can also take these. This is the big hall that we're gonna have with some cooling, and these are like open areas that we can work in as well. So we feel that it's a really.
Am I the only one who don't see the pictures?
I also don't see. It's a black screen.
Thank you for telling me.
No, we saw some. It was really slow, like in delay, but just lately we stopped seeing. So we can maybe just like
so first of all, thank you for telling me. you could feel
the picture.
Yeah, you could feel it.
Yeah,
so we have it in the Telegram. It was just, you know, to give some impression and feeling to the people that haven't seen it yet. And now that we have a place, and this is like a good one, I feel that we can move to the next phase of going back actually to the co-creation of the summer. And we said that we want to do it. It's not a production. It's going to be really a co-creation with a lot of people taking responsibility, Burning Man style. Okay. So we want to encourage participation. We want to have people, you know, bringing their presence in terms of content and logistics and food and everything. And we prepared some kind of template to work with. It's like a self-service that you can enter, and you can just write your name in it, and then we can start working based on that. So it's going to be open for the next I don't know, 48 hours for people to sign up, and maybe later if we won't have enough people. But We really want everyone that is coming to the summer to take as much responsibility as you feel, and as minimum as is needed, you know. So like, let's say 2 shifts, like 1 content, 1 dinner, or something like that. So Amit will go over it now, and we'll go a bit deep.
Thank you, David. Can you share the documented that we've created?
Yeah, maybe someone else can share it, because you know what, I will share it 1 second. I think my internet is a bit slow. Let's see. Where is it?
It's in the lead WhatsApp group.
Yeah, 1 second. I have a slow internet today.
So yeah, like David said, what we're aiming for is really as much responsibility for each person, and kind of like a more relaxed. We're not creating this perfect product, but rather just creating this really just flow within each other that people can share, receive, and give. So I just want you all to imagine the schedule every day. So we wake up, and from 7 till 8:30, people can offer like yoga or some kind of like movement exercise. And then we have breakfast. And then from 10 till 12, there is like every day different content. It can be things that got to do with conflict resolution, relationships, and it can be like relationship with money, understanding better sense making. So these kind of contents. And then there is lunch. And parallel to that morning, to that day session, there is also content for kids. So yeah, it's hard for me to see what you shared because I'm through my cell phone, but I just want to continue with the schedule. So David, maybe if you can go down a little bit so people can see the schedule, and then we go over the principles.
I'm sharing. So where do you want to?
I want us to see the hours and what's planned each day. Yeah.
Okay. Wait, I'll just do this. Yes.
Yeah, so every day there is like I said, morning session, after there is breakfast, after there is the day session that someone can offer. It can be content about boundaries, agreements, it can be about communication. And parallel to that, groups that have already been working, such as the tokenomics, the values, the principles of decision making, they can go around and just create together. Then we have lunch. And after lunch, we have some free time together. And then after dinner, there is night session every other day. Every morning from 10 to 12, there will be content for kids as well. So this is basically the schedule. David, anything you want to...
Amit, yeah, 1 second before diving directly to the practicalities. So I want to give the thoughts that we have had behind it. So maybe we go through the yeah. Okay. So the idea is to experience ourselves together, to be together, and to learn and to be exposed to the ideas of garden of life, of game B, of healthy relationships. That's the thing for grown-ups, for kids, in every aspect that we do. And it's a great practice for us as community before we are taking more steps into the community, into being more active, into moving to live in the village or becoming parts of the global cooperative and everything. And so the considerations we wanted to take here are the following. So it's a co-created decentralized production with personal accountability. It means that no one is coming as a customer, no one is coming as a visitor. We are all in this together. We are all responsible together and there is no one to come and to say, I'm not happy with my experience, and you know, and expect something besides the hug and support. This is what will be, and that's the idea. So I want to encourage us to participate, and we want it to be in high quality. So it's a good opportunity to be aware of our abilities. Are we good in facilitation? Are we good in preparing food? Maybe if we're not, maybe we can do it with someone that is more experienced, and this is our opportunity to learn. So there will be, we want it to be in high quality, and there will be some kind of quality check-in along the way. So people that will take general roles, for example, content leader, they will support the facilitators of the content to make sure that it's aligned and it's within the journey. We want to have some kind of journey as a community with a narrative that we will create that starts with the basic things slowly, and then goes to some peaks, like an ecstatic wave of an experience for the community that involves also deep fun and just plain fun and just some relaxation and vacation time, but also ability to go deep, to meet our desires and fears, to communicate, to have some friction. We want to come with loving eyes. We want to create intimacy, to create a space of heart and of heart opening. And we want to share power and responsibility in an even and healthy way. So this is like the considerations. And regarding main tasks, so we have some general roles for people who really want to take like higher responsibility. These roles will be done by two people, and preferably a male and female together working on each, holding each role. And also it's possible to hold a role for the whole time, even if you're not present on the land for the whole time. Better that you're present for the whole time, but it's possible if you're coming for, let's say, a week and a half or a week, to take it. So one is the children content. So being responsible for the schedule for the children, the content, and working with all the people that will volunteer to hold space and to facilitate content for children. We want it to be fun, educational, and to have some active workshops. We also want to include the children in some things that are usually not for children. So for example, preparing food, cleaning, joining some discussions of the community that will be relevant for them. Temples, of course. No, I'm joking. Not yet. Grown-ups content. Okay, so it's a team. There is responsibility for the coordination, the quality, etc. We want to touch communication tools, game B, garden of life structure and values, and some things, to do some ceremonies, and also to have enough empty space for things to emerge. So we won't gonna put everything inside, and we'll leave enough space for people to bring their presence.
Right, so I just want to say about the grown-ups content is that Lineke and Simon will hold it, and myself. And if anyone wants to join for this small circle that will just kind of communicate with people who are holding content or workshops, they're very much welcome to contact me.
Great. Morning movement is something more free. By the way, everything, all the content and everything, you know, people can decide to come or not to come. Preferably, we encourage people to come. There will be some things that we would really want to be together, but nothing is compulsory. We need to choose to be there. Morning movement, I'm saying it because for some people, 7 o'clock is too early to wake up. But anyway, there is going to be morning movement, and people can volunteer to hold it, and it's more free, you know, something that includes either movement, meditation, some kind of practice, breathing, walking in nature, singing, whatever. We have the food, so we decided to have one main dinner together as a community, cooking together, sitting together, eating together. It doesn't mean that the other meals won't be together, but it will be like individual responsibility to bring your own food and take care of and eat whenever you want, in order to simplify things. So we wanted to be either vegetarian or vegan for these kind of, and we wanted to be very creative and to bring good products, preferably locally. We'll talk about it. Each person that will hold this responsibility will create a document with considerations for the whole community. Yeah, and the morning practice, it's a morning practice, like Shanine is saying here, not movement. And we have some other responsibility like schedule and logistics and shifts. We're gonna clean and cook, so and other shifts. And there's gonna be also people that will hold the love and support responsibility, just to make sure that, you know, if there is a problem or friction or you need a hug or your needs are unmet, there is someone to go to that will hold it, that we can help. So that's about that. And yeah, about the food and content that is written here, it's just like giving the main things regarding each topic. And I think I said everything already, so we can just go to the schedule. So this schedule, this table, as Amit said, this is the place where all of us need to enter and choose what do we want to do. For example, I took the first dinner, and I love cooking, and I'm gonna do a crazy dinner for all of us, for the people coming on the 15th anyway. So this is my opportunity to bring creativity, yeah? And I need some cooks to join me, for example. And then we'll have a little talk, we'll talk about the menu, how we wanna do it, how we want to, what kind of experience we want to have. We wanna dance, we wanna, you know, what kind of clothes do we want to have, whatever. We can do a lot of things, of creative things, and it could be a lot of fun. And then we have other slots for content, for children, etc., etc. So we can put ourselves, and we put like a topic. Okay, for example, boundaries and agreements. This is an opening session. This is important to start with it. Or the onboarding session for people that haven't done the onboarding groups yet, or an opening circle and ceremony. And so Simon and Lineker and Amit will give some more ideas or can support you, but you can also bring your own thoughts. So you're not alone, even if you're taking something here. And we can just continue going down. We tried to have it like loose enough with enough space. And by the way, this is not, you know, set in stone. If you think that some kind of content needs to move, or it's too early, or you want to change the content, or you need it to be more aligned with your dates that you're there. So, you know, talk to Simon, Lineker, and Amit, and everything can be moved, but don't do it yourself, because maybe there is some kind of reason that it's like this.
And I also want to say, Yasmin, are you here? Because
Yes.
so Yasmin, I think you are part of the children content group, aren't you?
Yes.
So if you can just like maybe yeah, so I just want you all to know that it's Yasmin, if you want to talk to her about that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes. Hi. Yes, I have taken the leading part of the educational team. We have been working for some months now, and yeah, it's actually, we've been doing, if I may say, an amazing job, because changing the land and the plans didn't really change any of our concepts. And yeah, anyone who will join us, it's a blessing. And yeah, our ideas are pretty similar to what is written here, that yeah, I don't want to elaborate too much about it because we also have an educational group where you can read everything, and we also have some files to whoever is interested. You can just write in the kids camping group, I think, and we take it from there. Yeah, I have a lot to say, but I want to listen till the end, not just take us to places. But yes, very exciting. Thank you, Amit.
you. Sure.
So anybody want to ask a question, want to share something?
Yeah, I have a question. Why did you decide to go for it in this format that everyone fills in their own slots or in a schedule? When there is a sense of trying to craft a journey, and like, I mean, I'm just like, I would collect what everyone would like to offer and have a whole basket of seeing, okay, these are the offerings, and then as we go, we will fill in what will fit where. So I'm curious, why are you not doing it the way I would do it, basically?
First of all, because we are not you.
Yeah.
And maybe you are bringing a great idea. You say that you would, like, for example, what you do is you would collect all the ideas, like maybe the person who's responsible for the content will collect all the ideas and the volunteers and then arrange it. The timetable, you mean, yeah?
Yeah, and I think even, like you already said, even during the time that we're there, to be flexible, to see what is emerging in the space and
So
go
I'm sure it will happen. The reason we
Yeah.
did it is mostly like a practical reason.
Right.
We are a lot of people coming to the summer. Like in peak, we're gonna be 50 something, and I'm sure that more people will join us. Like, but already we have like 50 something people, 30 adults in the peak, and 20 children. And people have different dates. Like not all the people are gonna be all the time. So we need to kind of align the dates and the content and like the slots for the content. And we don't want the kind of the organizer of the content to work too hard around that. So what we said is we will let the chaos reveal, let reality reveal, and then we can do some adjustments. And we put some anchors of ideas of content, how we want to build it, and also I offer all of us to think about what will be like a healthy way to move through this wave and journey of content, and to know also that the people that will be responsible on the content might change it a bit. And of course, when we'll be on the land, we will feel ourselves. For example, maybe we planned a morning session for grown-ups, but actually it will be the right time to go to the river, and afternoon will be better for the session. Or maybe we will discover after 3 days that we have a conflict and we want to stop everything and to do a forum. So as I said, it's not set in stone, and we will listen. And I think it's part of learning how to be a community that listens and is, on the one hand, effective, on the other hand, inclusive, and balancing it.
I want to say that before, when the Grown-Ups Evolution Circle created, like kind of talked about the content with Janine, we kind of decide on some specific themes. So like you said, I think people will offer what they want to give and to experience. And then the circle of Linike, Simon, myself, perhaps you, Janine, we'll go over it and see how does it feel to us in terms of linearity, and also with giving a lot of space to mystery, for sure.
And another suggestion, not only for you, Shanine, for everyone, if you feel that there is something really important that you want to see in a specific day, if you feel that this is the day for the ceremony or for the heart sharing or whatever, write it down in the document. You can put it as a comment or as a suggestion, so it will be shown as a suggestion mode. And this is totally invited. as well. So
I just
yeah,
want to say that the performance is starting, so I gotta go and bring him the gift before he goes up. So I love you, and I'll see the recordings.
good luck.
Thank you.
Yay! Noam, the rock star. Send him our
He is the
love.
rock star. Hopefully,
He's
we're
a
gonna
real
have him for
rock
the
star.
summer.
Yeah.
So any other question or comment about this before we go to the next subject?
What about the other meals? I mean, okay, we have the dinner, but the ingredients, how should I bring them? I didn't understand.
So, you know, I have a feeling that some people will organize together to order something or stop on the way in a big supermarket and buy some things. And I feel that like the dinner will be early and it will be like the main meal. And we will have also fruits and snacks that we will buy collectively. So I think for most people it will be, you know, like something that you don't need to cook or something that you cook for a couple of days, like I don't know. But there is a kitchen and fridge and everything that we will be able to use. I think that by like as we get closer to the gathering, it will come. Some people will bring ideas or do it collectively or something like that. Yeah, and by the way, the people that will be responsible for the food might come up with another idea, or maybe like this is a suggestion and there is a budget, and maybe once they will look at the budget, they will see that they can do more and can create another little meal which is not too complicated to make or something. Yeah. Yes, David.
I just want to ask, maybe what about the nearest market around? I mean, there is a place, a good
Yeah,
place
we
around
are
you,
close
like
to a beautiful Templar city called Tomar, just a couple of minutes, with beautiful historical sites and all the commercial things that will be needed. So just a couple of minutes drive.
it's something that we need a private car for that.
So
Maybe in
we
at
can
least one
get
couple.
close to the land with public transportation. My plan personally, I will share it. Maybe it will encourage people. So from the 10 to the 17, I'm gonna come with public transportation, and then on the 17, my kids and my ex-wife are coming, and I'm gonna go to the airport, pick them up with a car, and we'll stay the rest of the week with a car, with the children and everything to be more flexible. So yeah. But if you're coming directly and you're staying and you're not planning to move too much, there are people coming with a car, people that are already in Portugal that have campers, Shanin, for example, and Simon and Lineke and Yannick. So there will be some cars if needed. Yeah. So if you want to save the money, it's really possible to do it with public transportation or to share a car with people and just to go together and to have the flexibility. Yeah. So let's take a deep breath. I feel that we cover like a serious thing. When we were talking about it yesterday, I started to be very happy and excited to imagine us there in the nature, all of us having like ecstatic dance and then sharing circle and someone giving, you know, some kind of a workshop together, dancing, moving, meeting ourselves, loving, singing, playing music. I feel it's going to be great. So I want to share with you now some thoughts that I have. If it's too much for you already with all the information, then really feel comfortable to leave. It's okay. And these are my thoughts about next steps of Garden of Life. So for those of you who are not aware, the first chapter was we started, developing this movement of Garden of Life. We invited people, we had workshops, we found an amazing land, great opportunity. We came to the negotiation with a person that we felt that is going to close the deal with us. We invested money. We had a gathering of 60 people that came to the land to see it, already made a decision to invest, to buy a home or to give a loan. We had approximately 3 million euros of commitments of people that were already willing to commit and put the investment. And we were supposed to sign the contract tomorrow. But about 2 weeks ago, suddenly the owner said he's not really ready to sell it, or not for this price. He wanted almost 2 million euros more. And it was like a real punch in the stomach, but also a real opportunity for the community to rise up and to surrender to the mystery of reality and what it brings. And the feeling is that it will bring good stuff, but it is a delay, and we saw how important the land is in creating gravity and momentum, and to have like the ground to build our community. So what we want to do next step is to continue building the community and to give more time and space and respect to build it organically, which is super important, and to build the relationships and to be even more clear about what is the village and what is the global community, and what does it mean to become a nomad? Do I need to move to the village in order to be part of it? And what is the cooperative and everything? And also to talk about our funding model, that we went through a very radical funding model, like a total community funding model, and I, at least from a certain stage. So I'm gonna do like a little bit of educational moment. I'm gonna share a presentation that I prepared quickly just to help understand, and comparing usual ventures like startups and companies to what we are trying to do here in Garden of Life. And it's an opportunity to talk also about the relationship to money. So we're going to touch it, and this is a main topic in Garden of Life, so I think it will be interesting for all of us. And when money comes into the picture, it changes. It also connects to the power dynamics or hidden power dynamics that are in such groups. And also money helps us really confront our willingness to take a step and to take a risk, and also to enjoy the reward, but also the risk. Yeah, so that's part of it. So I will share the presentation. And stop me if you have any question or something that you don't understand, or some word for definition that is needed. Something with my computer is not working well.
Do you want to send me a link and I'll share screen?
It's
Because-
in the it's in our file in the funding. If you want to find it.
I'll try to look for it.
Are you able to see my screen? Can you see my screen loading?
Yes, I can.
Loading. Yeah.
Loading. Yes, great.
Oh, here.
Okay. Okay. So a startup or a for-profit company, or let's stick with the startup, is developed this way. So it's like what I'm showing here are stages of funding, but also development of the company and the product. And there are many ways to put it, but I did it like quickly just to help us understand. So there is some kind of an equation between the risk and the reward. As when the risk is high, the reward is also high, and usually the value of the company will be low. by investing, you get like a big portion of the company. As the company grows, value goes high, risk go down, but also the reward usually goes down. So you invest, you get a smaller portion of the company, and then less profits. So the first phase is vision and ideation. Like somebody, usually a source, a founder, or a group of founders come with a vision and an idea, and starting doing the ideation and research, etc. Usually they need some money, not a lot. It's called pre-seed. For some salaries and maybe some research and other stuff. And then you have the seed round. Now you already have a beginning of an idea of a product. You want to create the MVP, the minimum viable product, or a mock-up of the product or something like that. You want to have like a proof of concept, something small, and to find your use case and show that, you know, there is value to what you create and there is demand. And that's like the second phase. Usually you would raise a bit more money here because you already bring some employees, not only the founders, and they hold some roles, maybe technology, engineers, someone for the product and design, etc. And then, and it usually will take, pre-seed and seed will take about a year to a year and a half. And then you get to round A if you're successful. So round A is for finding the product market fit. Usually already like a big investment, funds are coming into the investment round, leading it sometimes. Company grows, usually grows to more than 10 people after round A, 30, 50, even more. And then round B, if you're not in the product market fit, you will get there. You're working on your go-to-market, starting to sell, and working on the growth strategy. And usually money in round B will be to grow. If you want to compare this to Garden of Life, then the first two phases, like 1 and 2, the pre-seed and seed were done by me and by the core team and some contributors that came along the way. I put some money to start moving it. I also gave some compensation to people in the core team to help them give more time, because all the people are here are working and they need to make a living. And also we have like a main principle in Garden of Life of closing the circle of giving and receiving. This is something that many times in communities and in projects that are not for profit, there is some kind of leak of energy that usually is not seen. Usually these are people that are giving everything they have and suddenly become exhausted, or they expect something, but it's not in the light, it's not spoken or agreed. And then there comes a moment where there is a challenge with this. So what we did in the last year, we bridged it. We bridged it with the energy and time that we gave. We bridged it with our abilities and professionality, and we bridged it also with financing. And everything was transparent, and also there was no expectation for reward. Okay, we didn't expect to receive anything besides what was mentioned in the talks. And community was invited actually to join somewhere in round A. So there was already something that was offered, was written, there was a structure, there was an idea, there was also a plan, a land, a due diligence for the land, a deal structure, all the everything that we needed actually to develop it. And we invited people to come in this phase and actually to enjoy also the pre-seed and seed phases by putting their investment in the land and enjoying the appreciation of the land and the business activities. So that was what we offered until now. The main reason we did it this way is because we saw that a lot of communities, when trying to realize the first phase of just putting something on the table, like something written and agreed, usually got lost. and a lot of energy was lost in the process and didn't mature to the phase of actually realizing the community. I was part in 2 projects that actually were developed this way, a DAO and a content project, a guild, that were developed this way. And I understood that someone needs to take this responsibility and put something on the table, and then other people can kind of refer to this reference point. And also, there is the balance between centralized leadership and decentralized one. And I think at the beginning, you need to be a bit more centralized before you can decentralize in later stages, but this is only my opinion. So any questions until now, or comments or something? Okay. In the current stage, after we got this punch in the stomach with the land in Gondola, so we understand that we need to take another approach for the next phase, because the core team gave everything we could, and even a bit more, with this energy of getting to the land now in the summer, and we could push a bit more in order to make it happen. And now that it's a bit further from us, like a couple of months or up to a year, I think, we understand that we need to share also this phase of pre-seed and seed with the community, of energy and time, and also money. And so this is one idea, how to develop a Garden of Life now. So inviting the community and people that want to join and to take more responsibility now, and also to invest. So opening the cooperative now, bringing people on board, putting their investment. I will go into numbers soon, but these are not final numbers, just ideas to give like some kind of scale for that. And then to imagine that this is a company, and this like, let's say, a real estate company, okay? And we buy a land, and we are doing all the planning for the land. So instead of buying a land that is ready, like the land we wanted to buy for 6.5 million, buying a land for 2 million, taking a year and a half to do the planning on our own, and enjoying the great appreciation that can be done there as a real estate project, just taking like a rustic land and creating a plan that creates, let's say, 100 homes on this land. So there's already big appreciation, and the value of the land will jump from 2 million to 6 million just by doing that. And the investment is mostly time, and somewhere around 200,000 euros. So it's let's say it's 4x, 5x than the initial value. And also by doing that, we can have budget to develop the community and to give some compensation for people that are taking major responsibility in the process, and to be able to close this circle of giving and receiving, and not to bleed energy in the process. And I think this is also a good financial opportunity for people in the community that want to already know that they want to be part of it, and they want to be in the village, to do it. And then their money will work until we get to the moment that we can either convert our investment into a home, or give some of it to people coming afterwards with the market value that will be in 2 years. So imagine we bought the land for 2 million, and now it's worth 6 million, because every home has its own value, and we invite people to join and buy their home. So maybe if I put just an example, so if I put now, let's say 100,000 euros, and 3 years from now, a home would be 200,000 euros. But the value of the land increased, and my 100,000 became 300,000. So I can get a home and get 100,000 back. This will happen because let's say now it will be a smaller group, 20, 30 people that are ready to do this step and take the risk. And later on, we will be, let's say, 100, and more people will join, and they will pay the 200 per home. So this is the gap, and this will be totally transparent without maximizing profit, but yeah, getting some kind of reward for the risk and the work that will be done in this phase. So imagine the next year of finding a land, developing the community, doing the planning for the land, and then being ready to onboard more people once we have the building rights. Any question about that or comment?
Can I ask something?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry if I didn't hear this properly when you were talking. Are you looking to get planning permission in principle before you buy a piece of land?
So the way we're going to do it practically, I will go really briefly into it because it's more like going deep into the professional side of it. But what we will do is we will sign an agreement, and that will be subject to the approval of a PIP. A PIP is like a pre-ruling of building rights. This is most probably the way we will do it. And then once we are sure that we can receive the building rights that we want, we will continue to the final deed. And this is something that is common practice in real estate, especially in Europe. And what was also similar to the deal that we structured in Grandola. And I'm sure, I have a lot of experience in real estate. I'm developing in many places in the world for profit: Portugal, Spain, Netherlands, Israel, Greece, and also coming from the tech industry with two big companies one is the company that I founded, Van.City, and the other one is Selina Hostels that I'm a partner in. And all these companies are around community real estate and the intersection between them. So this is the experience that I bring to the table. And so, yeah, we can go deeper into it if you would like. And if you have experience and you want to contribute, then you're invited as well. Okay, so just two more things, and then we'll open the discussion more. Or yes, somebody wanted to say something?
Yeah, two questions, please. So basically, can we refer it as it? I don't refer how it sounds, but it's a real estate investment of the community. I mean, find the land and refer.
Imagine we are partners. Imagine like this is something that changed in my mindset after what we experienced in Gondola, and I need to give also thanks to Makato that was also pushing me with this direction of thinking. Makato, are you here? I don't know if he's here.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So yeah, I was a bit pure with my mindset around taking a whole different way of working with money, like a total game B approach. But actually, I think what we need is some kind of a hybrid way. So imagine that now I'm coming to you and telling you, David, you are my friend. I have a great investment in Portugal. We're going to buy land. We're going to develop a village. And maybe we'd want to live there as a community. But we don't need to decide now, actually. We can decide in a year and a half from now. And either it's going to be a real estate investment for you, or you're going to decide to live there. Time will tell. But anyway, it's going to be a good investment. Okay, so it's a good way to look at it, to make it more like clean, let's say. And also to say that, there is this phase of being entrepreneurs here. There is this phase of taking a risk. Some people are up to it and others are not. So it also helps differentiates where am I in the process? Am I ready to take a step now with the risk and the reward? Or do I need to wait? And this first phase will be super professional, like starting a company. It will be a cooperative in the structure. because we don't want to have like tax issues later on, but actually it will be run like a real estate company. We will buy it, we will develop it, we will get all the permits, and once we are ready, we will invite more people to enter the cooperative. And there will be an appreciation. It will be clear from the first moment what is the appreciation, what is the profit, how much are we getting, like the first group, how much are we getting from this? Everything will be super transparent. And this is just an idea. Maybe it will change. Maybe someone from the community will come up with another idea. But this is what I feel. If we need to go now a longer process of, like we were lucky with Grandola that came very early, but now we will need more time, and maybe we'll find the land tomorrow. As I shared with you at the beginning, I received like a couple of amazing, beautiful lands that qualifies, but now we are checking, like we're doing the first due diligence to see if it's a no-go. But it might take a year as well to find the land, yeah? It's a process. And also, as we said originally, we want to have a network village, so we want to have more lands. So this kind of entrepreneurship group can actually decide to buy more than one land. We have some people that wanted to give loans that are that have the funds. They can do it, and if we put the hat of the investors and the business hat, it's easier for us, for me, I would say for myself, to put more money in a business for-profit venture that I know that also will go eventually to become Garden of Life. But in the first phase, I look at it as an investment. It makes it easier for me to invest more money because it goes into a certain bucket. And maybe this is part of what we want to break in Game B and Garden of Life, but we also need to acknowledge the reality of where we are today, and I feel that this is part of it. I'm gonna share two more slides that I think that are relevant for now, and then we can open for discussion. Or just to close this one, we'll talk about it in the summer gathering, but it's just to start, moving these things in our head. Okay, so imagine that we are raising now seed money. Let's say we are raising 100,000 euros to look for lands, to pay architects and lawyers, to give salaries to people that are working in the community to look for lands, to build the content, to facilitate, to develop the online community, etc. So this is the budget that we have, and then we have like a seed round. The next is once we have the land and putting the first down payment of a couple of hundred of thousands could be, and also the land development, like this 100,000 to 200,000 investment of again, all the architects and planning and visits and topographic map, etc., etc., etc. So this is where the money will go in first phase. And I'm imagining 12 months budget that we need. So I didn't prepare a budget yet, but just to have in mind the general idea. And the funding proposal, this is just an idea, okay? To have like a minimum of 3,000 euros to have like a share in the co-op, to invite something around, I don't know, 20, 30 people to be like the first partners in the cooperative. And then also to, from the beginning, to consider this investment in the next round as double the value. So if you put 3,000 in the next round, your 3,000 already is worth 6,000. Okay, something that we agree from the beginning. So to give also clarity and stability in this aspect. And then also opening already the GoL Foundation. So this is the place to give more money than the 3,000 and to get like a loan, to give a loan. Similar conditions to the loan we were talking about in Gondola. But this could be also like equity investment. But anyway, this money will be appreciated with the appreciation of the land. So that's like a general idea. We had in mind back then investment, a loan of 200,000 euros, but it could be, I think, less if we're opening it up this way. And what I imagine is for the pre-seed, we need to raise something around 100,000 or even 50,000, like we will prepare a budget. And then for the next phase, like the seed round, we need about 200,000 plus the first payment to the land that will be in round A of our new structure. A lot of information. If you're confused, it's okay. You don't need to understand everything now. This will be a community decision that will be done in the summer gathering. So we will prepare, it will be like a sociocracy process with a proposal, with considerations, with objections, and with ideas, and then eventually we would want to make a decision. And if not, what are the alternatives? Imagine that the community is not ready to put money. And I think that what will happen are two things. One is that some people that already gave all their energy will say we need a rest. So I'm sure that some of the core team will need to take care of their own personal things and their own living. And maybe other people will bring their energy, or maybe it will be shared by more people. This is around mostly the community building. And what I feel that I will do personally, but maybe other people will join me, I will do what I usually do is I will go back to myself. I will look for a land. I will buy a land as a business investment. I will develop it for Garden of Life in a very transparent way. And once it will be ready with building rights, I will offer it for Garden of Life to take it as a cooperative, to give me some kind of profit. And then, so I will take the seed and round A of the land on myself, based on my abilities and experience, but it will be done a bit differently than what it is now, because community funding takes time, and buying a land needs money now. Like in Gondola, for example, maybe if we'd give him money after 2 weeks of discussions, we tell him, look, let's sign now. Maybe we will have the land today, and maybe not. But anyway, I feel that we need this ability to move fast if we find the right land. So this is one alternative, but maybe other alternatives. Maybe we'll join a community that has a land. Maybe we'll find someone that already bought a land and developed it. We have a land seekers circle and a group in the Telegram. So people that are able to contribute there are invited to join. And I had something around, this is something that I want to talk about. Community money trap, just going quickly, but once this is happening, and once as a cooperative, we are raising money and we are giving money to people from the community, this question will come. Who gets how much? Who is qualified for a role? How do we decide? Why he gets and I don't get? Why this task is compensated with money and another task is not? And I just want to put it, it's a great practice to experience it now before living together. How do we work with money, and what does money represent? So just putting it as something that if we'll go with my suggestion here, we will for sure meet it very quickly, and it will be a good opportunity for all of us to work on a healthy relationship with money and with people related to money and power. So that's my sharing here. I would love to hear your thoughts, and also not necessarily now, could be also later. Yeah.
I have a question. It's generally, not generally, a not general question. Regarding the compensation, people are investing both money and time, which is worth something. It's have a value. So my question is, until now, a lot of energy, money, and time invested already, and now it looks like we have nothing. We have nothing. I mean, we don't have a land. We don't have an opportunity to a land. So how do we compensate the effort that invested until now? I mean, you talked about it before, that you describe it as a exhausted, that some of the people might be exhausted, but my question is whether how do we compensating to the energy that invested until now?
So first of all, I feel that we actually have something very significant in our hands, which we couldn't have without going through the land in Gondola. The land brought us together and created gravity that is stronger than just a bunch of people wanting to talk about community and a culture. It created something very strong and was very real. Like I had a flight ticket to sign tomorrow a contract. Yeah, this is how real it was. I put my allocated money aside for this. So I have a lot of gratitude for the process that we had, and I feel that our investment of time and energy and money didn't go to waste. I hope we will be compensated by the seller of Gondola. It might require some kind of legal process, and I'm not sure we want to go into it, but it might happen. People that gave time in the core team, at least most of the people, let's say, were compensated along the way. Some of it was done by me giving money, as it was my way to put my money where my words are, and also to help because I can and I know how difficult it is. Some compensation came from the money that we all paid for the onboarding groups. So mostly work that was done to develop the summer gathering, creating the content, working on the land, all the planning that was done. So it went there. By the way, it's a good opportunity to say that this is part of the budget. We said that it's like a down payment for the summer, but it's not instead of the money that we need to pay for food, like the 15 euros per day. So we lowered the budget a bit. We took off major parts of the budget because staying on this new land is a bit more expensive than staying in Gondola. So we went into a lighter version. It shows how affordable actually the first version was in Gondola, I think, if we compare. But anyway, this 1,000 is in the system, in the budget for the summer and the creation of things. I won't go into all the details, but if you want to hear more about it, or I'm sure that some people are troubled about it or more curious about it, so you can ask me and we can go into it. So that's about this down payment. And yeah, and I think that what will happen, that if we will go into this community funding from the seed round now, then in this budget maybe we will compensate also people for things that were done before. If there is a feeling that something is not balanced and healthy, and I know some people, like for example, were counting on receiving some compensation once we buy the land, for example, because they gave a lot of energy and suddenly there is no land, they don't have a place to live, to stay, and there was a plan, an expectation, and suddenly so there is also a place for this. And we will need to be very mindful and very transparent and very clear, because also a lot of confusion comes. Like I had at least 10 calls with people from the community that they have their own challenges, like financially, and it created some confusion around my contribution to the community and the compensation I need to get for it. So So this is also part of working around relationships and money, etc. Yeah.
Can I say something? Yeah, I feel what I'm most excited about is how we really take this as an entry into so-called game B, and really questioning, like, you know, why am I only willing to invest if there is a return, for example? Like really asking this question, like where is this coming from? You know, it's considered so normal, but it's actually so insane. And also one of my teachers, or a woman that I watch online and I consider my teacher, she always says money comes second. You know, there can always, we need money still, apparently. But
Aranina Kasten?
no, it's
Nikki Kasten?
Jacqueline Hobbs. No,
Ah, okay.
Oracle girl. And I really love that. Like also when we think of, okay, I made myself exhausted, it's nothing to do with money. It's about what's my relationship to myself, to my energy, to what I give or not, what's underneath my overgiving. All of this, the solution is not how can we compensate this better with money. The solution is why did I do that in the first place? And I would love to go that way and support each other on that journey.
Yeah, I hold to that. This is a major part of the picture. And also, you know, talking to people that really shared it with me, then also acknowledging that some people are struggling to make a living. So for them, this is an equation of either I give more time to my passion and developing Garden of Life, or I go to work and get some more money to make a living. So sometimes it is this, you know, equation.
Yeah, I can share as a representative of the core team. Hi everyone. That when we started this project, I was after work in a startup and going on an independent path. And it made absolutely no sense to be a part of Garden of Life, like financially. But when I talked to David, I just felt a very deep calling and something that I feel I want to be a part of its creation. And I am a mother of two, and the main provider of the house. And so in our conversation, compensation was a part, but kind of something more symbolic, as something that is giving me the legitimacy to be a part of it without, you know. But I think there is the part of, you know, knowing that there is a kind of deadline, and from that point you can give more energy and more of your time and be compensated for it, or there is like not knowing completely if it's going to take 3 months, 6 months, a year, and that's something different. And with that being said, I think I agree, and I think that no matter what happens, I think I'm very grateful for being a part of Garden of Life. And I think on a personal level, it's and also on a professional level, it brought me so much till today, that is much more valuable than the money. And I also want to say that like game B doesn't exist. We need to make it a reality. And in order to make it a reality, we need to bridge that. We need to make sure that we are really good in game A, and that we're creating a structure that is stable enough for us to grow this reality on top. And I also want to say, I think being entrepreneurs is kind of living in uncertainty and being in that uncertainty, and it's a scary feeling, it's a hard feeling, it's a complicated feeling sometimes. But I'm very, very glad in being in this uncertainty with you. And I feel like, and we've talked about source work, but I really believe that we're doing something that I am living in the field of communities for a very long time. And usually communities that make it are communities with gurus, with this very charismatic person who has a, and I think we have very charismatic people, and I think David is very charismatic, but I also think that that's not what we're trying to do. Like, we're trying to build communities that will build more communities, that will do it in a way that creates a new operating system, and that's huge. So yeah, maybe I did a detour, but I just want to say that I think this is something worth investing in, time and money, and I believe that we will see more time and more money out of this journey on the long term. Amnon, speak to us.
I was just clapping hands for your speech. Nicely said.
Thank you. And I also want to say something, that I'm not going to be with you this summer as a part of financially understanding that right now me and my family need to save. So we'll be able to be with you in the winter gathering. So I feel a very, very hard FOMO and fear of missing out. But I also see this as something that is long-term, and that it's a marathon and not a sprint. And I'm saving my energies. So yeah, just to share that.
Thank you for taking care of yourself, Ava.
I try my best.
Makato, if you're here and you want to share something about this topic,
I think he just
gone. Okay, I think we can finish. If somebody wants to share something or ask something, this is the time. I invite all of you to contact and to bring your ideas, and I think that by the end of the summer gathering, we will have a plan, and we will want to launch it, and it will include developing the community, including continuing the onboarding groups, and maybe even holding process groups for the community as a whole, and also having like a winter gathering, and in parallel to that, finding the land. So this is the general plan after the summer, and now just focusing on the summer to have like the great experience of Garden of Life community becoming. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for the last survivors of this talk.
Good night. Sleep well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.